Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Virtues to Happiness series. Today we'll be discussing Chapter 8 on relationships. Okay. You can forget about solving the Rubik's Cube, understanding quantum physics, or decoding hieroglyphics. Relationships can be much more complex. Yes, we all know that both women and men are enigmatic creatures. Many millennia have passed and they still don't know each other. I haven't done my homework, but it also has to be one of the top 5 topics that people like to talk about with their friends. Many people attempt to pursue relationships, yet why do so many people complain about the person that they're with? Why the headaches, the breakups, and the letdowns? Well, there are 5 things to remember before entering into a relationship. Number 1, it's complex. People can be very complicated, thus making it very difficult to get a read on what the other person is all about and their authenticity. Number 2, foreign universe phenomenon. Entering into a relationship is like teleporting to a completely different universe with new challenges. It's not about you and your world anymore. Number 3, it's expensive. Relationships are very expensive, and I'm not talking about money, but they can be really extremely taxing on the heart. Be wise with your emotional investments. Number 4, the hungry heart. When entering into a relationship, be very cautious that you are not only sacrificing your time and money, but also the deepest part of oneself, which is your heart. And when the heart is not properly fed, it will rebel more ferociously than a starving chihuahua out for a hot taco. Number 5, simply honest. When entering into a relationship, you cannot afford to put on a front. No matter how cool you may seem or look, you need to be completely honest with yourself. If you begin from that foundation, you'll be able to gradually progress in your relationship. Anything based on falsehood simply does not last. You may say to yourself, I know all these things, or it's common sense, but many times people are blinded by the attraction of being with someone, and then the clouds of passion smother the voice of reason, are often left alone and sad. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but there are no magic love potions, no crystal balls, and Cupid's arrows are a myth. So then how am I supposed to know if I'm meant to be with that special loved one? Well, first and foremost, one needs to contemplate deeply and discern to see if it is best to be in a relationship, and if so, with whom and when. Once that has been discovered, there are 5 things to examine as a litmus test to see if your relationship is headed in the right direction. Number 1, love. You need to have an authentic desire for what is best for the other person, and at the same time, make the complete gift of oneself. Your intention to be with the other person must be honest and based on true love. Number 2, reciprocity. You may think that the person you're with is the greatest, but if they do not respond to you or reciprocate that love, then there is no relationship. Relationships begin with friendship, which is a two-way street, and thus it goes both ways. Number 3, knowledge. It's a no-brainer. It's very difficult to love what you do not know. A profound knowledge of the person is necessary to discern whether one is truly with the person they want to be with. Number 4, compatibility. Everything may seem perfect, but sometimes due to circumstances beyond the person's control can inhibit or even prevent them from proceeding in the relationship. It may stem from cultural differences, distance, idiosyncrasies, precarious situations, etc. Number 5, goodness. If a relationship is going to last, you have to assess the goodness factor. It will be very difficult to be with a person who is filled with vices and lacking in virtue. Why? The reason being, if vices are not kept in check, they will eventually destroy the person and the people who are associated with them. Assuming all other factors are in place, being with a good person greatly increases the chances for a successful relationship. Why love? In the most profound depths of our being, we simply long to love and to be loved. It is common sense to realize that relationships take effort and is not easy as it seems. Here's some things to keep in mind. Number 1, it cannot be overemphasized to simply be yourself and run the risk of getting hurt. It is better to be honest right off the get-go. Falsehood may, at first, put on the simulacrum of success, but in reality, It only leads to sadness and shame. Number two, whenever you see a defect or fault in another person, know that you have them too, and that you probably have defects that you're not even aware of. Number three, be in reality and avoid letting your mind wander on possible false assumptions on what you think the other person is like, or even what you think they are thinking about. Number four, avoid toxic relationships as you would flee from a raging fire. Even a wise and virtuous person can get his mind warped when the heart becomes vulnerable. Number five, learn first to develop a genuine friendship with your loved one, and do not seek yourself but the good of the other. Love by its very nature is disinterested and unconditional. True love always begets true joy, and it is the greatest power that exists. Thank you.